Did you know that mastering prompting can drastically improve your AI model's accuracy and reliability? In this video, we'll explore the essentials of prompting and prompt engineering. We'll answer the three questions. What is prompt engineering? How can we use it to enhance AI outputs? And lastly, what are the most important settings to adjust for optimal performance? We've invested significant effort into this guide, offering detailed insights and practical examples to help you master these concepts. Stay tuned until the end for free download of prompt engineering cheat sheet that can help you optimize your AI interactions. The first thing that we need to understand is the difference between prompting and prompt engineering. Ever wondered why some AI responses are spot on while others seem to miss the mark? When I first started using AI models, I often got frustrated with the inconsistent outputs. Then I discovered the world of prompt engineering and everything changed. Prompting is simply asking questions to AI models, but prompt engineering involves crafting those questions carefully to guide the model towards the reliable outputs. This is done by reducing the chances of hallucination and providing external context. The second thing that you need to understand are the key settings of large language models. Do you know that tweaking few settings can transform your AI performance? For instance, adjusting the temperature setting helped me balance AI creativity and precision in response. Let's explore some critical settings that you can adjust to improve your result. The first setting is temperature. Temperature controls creativity. A higher temperature increases randomness. The second setting is top P. Top P setting expands the sampling space of tokens, which is very similar to temperature. In most situations, you are advised to either use top P or temperature, but not both, since they all have almost the same effect. And the next setting is the max length setting. The max length limits the number of tokens that can be generated and manages the output length and cost. The next setting is the stop sequence, which forces the model to stop generation at a specific token. And the second last is frequency penalty, which reduces repetition but by penalizing repeated tokens. And lastly, we have presence penalty, which is penalizing the repeated tokens regardless of frequency. You can use either frequency penalty or presence penalty, but not both, as recommended, just similar to the relationship between temperature and top P. Now I need to discuss the effective prompt elements. What is the context of the prompt? What makes the prompt so good? What are the core building blocks of an effective prompt? What if adding context to your prompt could simply significantly reduce AI hallucinations? I once struggled with getting accurate answers until I started providing clear instructions and context in my prompt. For that, to write an effective prompt, the following are the key elements that you should include. The first is the instructions. This instruction is the specific task for the mobile to perform. And the next thing is the context, which is the additional information guiding the models, which is maybe something that you have scraped from the internet or anything like that. Or, for example, PDF, anything that is external to the model that you are providing to the model so that it uses it to answer the question. And then we have the input data, which is just the question that the model is being asked by the user or you as the application designer. And lastly, we should have the output indicator, which is specifying the design or the format of the output that the model should respond with. For example, we can have a situation of classifying the search intent into transactional, informational, or navigational. In that case, we can say instruction is say classify the search intent into transactional, informational, or navigational. But then input data, user was asking for the best gaming laptops in 2024. And then the output indicator that should be there is intent. In that case, we have not included one context, or one component, which is the context. And in most cases, either not all of those key prompt elements should appear in the prompt engineering process. If the information that you want to get from the model is highly current, it's always more likely that you will provide the context. For example, if the user was to asking what's the settlement verdict for the case between Apple and Samsung, then it will be very important that you provide the context if that is a news source. It can be getting from a news source. Lastly, I want to talk about the general tips of designing prompts. The first tip for designing prompt is to start simple and add more precisions as needed, avoiding adding too much complexity at the beginning. And then you should also be clear and direct, provide clear and direct instructions, which will get the model towards the desired output. And lastly, embrace specificity by being highly precise, descriptive and detailed in your request to ensure reliable outputs. In this video now, the last point of this video, I'm now going to list some of the common prompt design patterns that we will cover in future videos. One of them is zero-shot prompting. And then we have few-shot prompting. We have chain of thought prompting, self-consistency, general knowledge prompting, prompt chaining, tree of thought prompting, retrieval augmented generation, automatic reasoning and tool use, automatic prompt engineering, active prompting, direct stimulus prompting, prompt-aided language models, react prompting, reflection, multimodal chain of thought, and graph reasoning. By following these guidelines and understanding the nuance of prompt engineering and system settings, you can effectively interact with large language models to obtain reliable and accurate response. If you find this video helpful, check out our video on zero-shot prompting techniques, where we dive deep into more will give you even more tools to enhance your AI interactions. And don't forget to download the free cheat sheet that is linked down below to have all these tips at your fingertips. Thank you, and next time.